Hello and welcome to Minute of the Apes, the daily podcast where we break down every damn dirty minute of the Planet of the Apes movies 1 minute at a time. Across from me...
That was a big sigh.
Well,
introduction.
I thought, do I say, hey, I'm Todd? Do I... You know what? Screw that. I'm Todd. I've got Sean. I got Richard.
Hey.
We're here, guys.
Happy Tuesday.
Yay.
So let's start off Tuesday by doing what we didn't do on Monday, which is to thank the Star Wars Minute guys. Once again, you guys have heard it so many times, but they do what no one else was doing really at the time. They broke down a series of movies that, let's be honest, all of the nerds listening to this.
Yeah, at this point, they're in the middle of Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
Which I'm behind hopelessly on, and I may have to give in and do Sean's thing of listening to it at like
3 times speed.
28 times speed. But they do a great job. They've been so welcoming to let us into this family, helpful in every which way. So thank you so much. Everybody check them out. Pay attention to them. You'll love it.
Moviesbyminute.com.
Movies by Minute. And you know what? There you will find so many other people that are doing it. Tons of them. In fact, somebody today was throwing out... Oh, crap. I can't think of what movie. Needless to say, people are always looking for more movies to do. And don't laugh at me, Sean.
What did it have to do with? Yeah,
I don't remember. I may go on Facebook in a minute and see which one they were talking about.
As long as it's not Highlander, I'm fine.
No one would do Highlander.
You go to hell.
Sean and I are going to get into a fight because Sean
I know what our conversation is going to be after this podcast is over.
We've discussed having a little offshoot podcast just talking about other pop culture moments. Sean and I have the long-standing discussion. He loves Highlander. I still don't understand it. That's for another podcast.
All right.
So, we are at minute 87. Sean, give us our breakdown of where we are.
We're starting with Taylor saying, "You still don't believe me." And it ends with Cornelius saying, "Right." And as of 87, we've got 2 living humans, 2 dead humans. I don't know if anybody else is going to die. Who knows? Dodge and Stewart. Poor babies. A shootness of apes and a gaggle of humans.
Well, I mean, it again, and I'm not trying to overstate the fact that we talked about your count.
Mm-hmm. It might have been a little too premature. I don't know.
Well, you don't have to do your count every time. It can simply be that you go, you know what? Nothing's changed. The count is, it is what it is.
We'll see what happens.
Except somebody wrote a song that we have a shrewdness of apes at the front of it, and you need to keep reiterating
There we go. I'll keep it in the lexicon.
All right.
So we ended last minute with Cornelius saying, nowhere near where you claim you landed from that planet of yours. We open with Taylor saying, "You still don't believe me, do you?" I have a question. At this point, would you begin to believe Taylor, or would you still think that he's crazy?
He is a God-speaking human that you've never seen before. Why are you not losing your shit every time he says something?
Yes, but at the same time, he's the biggest whiny bitch in the whole world. You still don't believe me.
If your dog just all of a sudden said, oh, come on, I come from Pluto. Why don't you believe me? Just give me a treat and let me go to Pluto. Come on, I come from Pluto. Let me go. And you eventually go, shut up.
If my cow says don't eat me, I'm not going to eat him.
I am. I love hamburgers.
It depends on how convincing it is.
If my dog starts talking, I'm sending it to Sean because Sean's the only person that talks about talking dogs at least on a weekly basis.
I just love that there's this well, I guess he's an archaeologist and a animal apiologist, whatever she is. And I love that there are these people of science that want to go out into this dig to excavate more to prove the missing link, but you still won't believe this random talking missing link telling you he's from another planet. It's out of my scientific.
That's unbelievable.
That's crazy
so you've got, and if I say this name wrong, but Neil deGrasse Tyson,
yes,
who will take any information in the world and just break it down. Hey, we've got this and this and this. They are the exact opposite of that. Yeah. If they went on Stephen Colbert would not think they were quite the great guest he is, and they punch those damn snouts right away.
You stupid apiologists, go bounce your faces off each other 3 times and get out of my studio.
So Cornelius just kind of bypassed that whole question. You still don't believe me, do you? And Cornelius like, it's a long detour to Dead Lake. What will we find?
Dead Lake. Why is it named Dead Lake?
I don't know, but it made me think of a Bruce Springsteen song.
Well, I mean, it's in the next.
I'm going
Dead
to
Lake.
Dead Lake.
Next.
Gonna get me some rocks from Dead Lake.
I mean, it's the next little piece where he explains exactly why it's called Dead Lake. But
shut up, we're singing.
It's in this minute. It's in this minute, guys.
Okay, we're sorry. Hang on. And scene. Go ahead, Richard.
So you still don't believe me, do you? It's a long detour to Dead Lake. What would we find? So Cornelius is now referencing, like, okay, say we go to where you say you crash landed. What would we find there? right?
Mm-hmm.
What I find interesting is Taylor said he wants to go to the jungle on the other side of the Forbidden Zone.
Right.
Because one exists. And Cornelius is going back to the dig site, which is in the Forbidden Zone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in order for him to go back to where where he crash landed, it's by the Dead Lake, which I assumed would be near the Forbidden Zone, right? Wasn't it supposed to be?
I'm assuming that it's in.
So if you're heading that way, you take a right at Dead Lake, and then a little bit further, you'll find the Forbidden Zone.
Remember the Costco used to be? Don't turn there. Keep going another
Exactly.
mile.
Don't take a left at Albuquerque. So he says it's a long detour to Dead Lake. What would we find? It was just kind of an interesting, like, I keep trying to visualize all of these paths.
It felt a bit to me like let's pile a little bit more of world building into a moment when it wasn't needed. It was like, wait, hang on, I've never heard Dead Lake before. You show me all the maps and nowhere across it is a dead lake.
Right.
It was just a little odd.
Well, Taylor then says, nothing much, empty rubber life raft, maybe a little flag, the emblem of my countrymen.
I love the fact that he remembers the fact that they planted that little tiny flag like 2 months ago.
Right,
planting it, little scoops of taking soil samples and whatever.
He's reminiscing on his days with his
honestly,
astronaut
just like
friends.
Swim underwater, just swim a little bit. Maybe you'll see the wreckage.
He's remembering the days when he used to be able to smoke a cigar
and put them into his chest pocket,
the cigar pocket.
But so if Dead Lake is what Cornelius says it is Dead Lake where the ship crashed? Is that kind of what you guys took it to
I'm
be?
assuming
yeah,
that's
exactly.
what they're
The
saying.
terrain around that lake
at that
is
point, does
poisonous,
Taylor
no fresh water, no vegetation, no nothing.
Does Taylor not look, you monkey bitch? I jumped in the water and I swam back with the two assholes that I didn't like.
And not only that, I found a little plant and I dug it up and killed it.
And there is vegetation.
And I killed it.
And they're saying this all at the same time that they're in an area where there's vegetation everywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Where they're standing in plants, yeah.
So just that kind of well, I guess they're painting out why this area might be forbidden if not for religious reasons. The fact that they've been told that, whether it is or is not, that the lake is poisonous. There wasn't a lot of vegetation when they were out there. I mean, there was a few little flowers.
So can I ask about the Forbidden Zone? If you're going to, being the only parent at the table, I'll reiterate that again. When I
have dogs, he has dogs.
Okay.
Screw you.
Be the only human parent.
Wait, we're humans.
Oh my
Screw
gosh. When I want my child not to go somewhere, I don't call it the Forbidden Zone, because what does that do? Woo! I'm gonna go find out what it is.
You're not allowed to go to Party City over there.
Right.
Never go to drunk ass Fun Town.
Why is it not named something like Deathland?
Right, Deathland would make a little more sense. And well, it's called Dead Lake, so maybe that's just
Plague Land,
kind of rolled all up together.
Anything like that, but every time I hear the Forbidden Zone, I keep thinking it's an invitation.
I need to go there, yeah.
Yes. Why is it forbidden?
I'm going to slit your neck city.
Well, that may be kind of a Garden of Eden, forbidden fruit. Maybe that is maybe the example is not for as a warning to apes so much as a understanding for us that this is a place they're told they're not supposed to go.
Think of it like the demilitarized
I agree with
zone.
that. I'm sorry?
Think of it like a DMZ. They're not telling it's there are no weapons here because it's demilitarized,
right.
But you're not supposed to go into the zone because you will get killed.
And I don't want to question the logic of why was it called this in the screenplay, because that's a choice that they made. I'm talking the logic of this world.
Exactly.
And
I would let's go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming that at some point they put some sort of religious or scientific creed out there that you're not supposed to go there because you can't survive in there because there's no food or there's radiation.
Right.
Or they've given some sort of warning that you go here, you spend any appreciable amount of time there, you're going to die.
I think a religious warning itself, just based upon what we know of their culture, would suffice. I mean, we have these two people that are just now targeting an archaeological dig, that's kind of not part of their. It seems like it would be easy to convince this ape society that religion tells them not to do certain things, even if it's an area.
I say this, and I've not pulled back the curtain on this, and I don't even know that Richard knows this. Sean's read it. I wrote a book that in it has a thing called the Forbidden Zone, and I did it as a complete homage to this.
Yeah.
It was 100% whenever a friend of mine came to me and said, let's write this. I did this. I put it in there. And suddenly I'm even realizing, well, shit, when you put that in there for a character, it's basically saying, come visit me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
So
the
anyway.
jolly, shiny red button. Do not push the happy button. Oh, I want to push it.
So Taylor comes back and says, anyway, I ought to thank you for saving me. You'll be in trouble for that. So that whole little moment that we have in this minute is basically Taylor saying, you don't believe me. Cornelius saying, well, even if we did, this would be terrible and all that stuff. There's nothing there we find. And then Taylor saying, you'd find kind of a couple remnants of me being there. And then they have to bring it right back to the fact that they're not going there. And that's why Taylor just kind of has this, anyway, I had to thank you for saving me. You'll be in trouble for that. It was just kind of like just kind of an aside, maybe why they weren't traveling to proof of Taylor.
What is Taylor thinking at this point, besides the fact that I'm not
Why
going...
are they helping him?
Well, not only am I going to get away because I will not be captured again, what is he thinking at this point is his future when he's acting so flippant?
He gets away from everybody. What does he do? He's just going to live off the land?
Yeah, he's not heading towards where the other humans are. He's not trying to find out what's out there. It's just simply...
get away from apes.
He wants to get to the jungle. So here's a question. Maybe he's drawing, or not a question, a supposition. Maybe he is saying... Zeus is afraid of a potential human tribe on the other side of the jungle. That was what I got from that private conversation.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to that other jungle because maybe Zeus secretly knows something
intelligent humans
about something in that other jungle.
That's interesting.
I can see that.
I hadn't really put that together, but I like that.
I'm just drawing.
I don't know that I think Taylor's that smart.
I don't
Because
either.
I have a supposition that
He's
says
an ANSA.
But
employee.
which is short for asshole.
If you connect what Zeus put together.
Mm-hmm.
What tribe are you from? Where are they talking? Maybe he's thinking this is only hope. He's telling, Cornelius that we can't go back to the site where he was found to prove that he's from another planet because there's nothing there.
That's interesting.
And Cornelius doesn't seem to be interested in going there anyway to prove that he's from another planet.
Right.
Because if Cornelius could prove that Taylor's from another planet, holy shitballs, what would Ape Society do then? Right?
How I really wish we could name this episode Holy Shitballs.
Oh, why not? Right.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're I guess as the writer is basically discounting why this is not the path we're taking at this moment.
Right.
That's what we're supposed to come out of this minute, right?
Yeah. And so is this a fair point that we can get back to what we introduced in the last minute, which was Nova's behavior at the end?
Yeah.
Her spinning around. She's crazy. Something. Now, let's set this correctly. This is shot in the same location where the cornfield raid was.
I'm assuming so,
it looks like it.
Yeah.
Everything about it says it's in that same location, except the corn has been harvested.
Yeah.
Can I rewind for like half a second?
Yes. I'm sorry. Please go.
I don't know. Can you?
Can I?
You certainly may.
There was I can't believe I just did that. There, right before she goes all crazy.
Okay.
Zira says, with a smile, "We've been in trouble since the moment we met you."
Mm-hmm.
It was just kind of a odd little, she kind of got bashful and shy. She kind of looked up over her eyes and kind of smiled like,
I'm telling you, she wants some monkey human love.
Been in trouble since the moment we met you. You only met him whenever he was brought into a cage in your facility, and you figured out he was Bright Eyes.
Was this an attempt at kind of humor? I mean, was it supposed to kind of lighten the mood, lighten the tone of this moment?
Maybe, because she does tug at Cornelius numerous times, like, okay, kind of stop,
Right.
pulls him back. And is she seeing the futility of it all, that they're all going to die anyway? And so it's like, let's inject a little humor into it, because she does have...
It's kind of a wink and a nod, like, hey, we're in this with you. I don't know. It's just kind of a funny little, shot of her with her head kind of, tilted down with her.
The more you say that, the grosser this moment gets.
Oh, sorry.
She and Taylor just, ooh, yeah.
You're waiting for her to just look at the camera, put her fist on her chin, go, wah, wah.
put her fingers in
I'm just waiting for Taylor.
I'm a bad
I'm waiting for Taylor to start talking about lots of loving.
Okay, so, sorry, back to your point.
So many women.
So
no
then she
love.
actually kind of notices, this is Nova, and says, what's she pointing at?
Yeah,
okay,
out,
yes.
She's what's she pointing at, and then we have the big freak out moment where she drags him to the field.
So she
and gives no indication really on what she's trying to.
No,
out.
in the minute previous to this, we saw in the shot behind the card, she starts spinning a 360, and it's not even a 360 that's fluid. It's I'm gonna stop here, I'm gonna look here, I'm gonna